the first monthly 1916 Excelsior ride of 2026. This one to celebrate its 110th birthday. Please join Mike on his 1930 Indian Scout and I as we take a short putt down the Diablo Country Club's Calle Arroyo. Along the way, a little of the 1916's history. 70 or so years ago, this motorcycle was on its way to the dump in the back of a pickup truck when a man named Dick in Alamo, a telephone repairman, spotted it and offered to take it off the guy's hands. Dick did not ride but loved old junk, and once he got the bike home, it was hung on the back wall of his garage. There it remained for 50 or so years until Dick was in his early 90s. The kids in the neighborhood, who had been hearing about this old motorcycle all their lives, finally convinced Dick to let them dig it out of his garage, at which time Dick gave it to two of the kids that lived next door. One gave it his best effort to get the old bike running, but eventually gave up, and through my Facebook group Motorcycle Memories, I found out about it, and was able to purchase it a little over 9 years ago. I have been riding for 50 or so years, and have a small collection of motorcycles that I ride daily, but until I bought this one nothing that was even close to 100 years old. This is where my then new friend Mike Lynch comes into the story. Mike lives just over a mile from where I reside, and I had gotten to know him 6 months earlier after admiring the vintage motorcycles parked in his driveway for years. Mike is a consummate early American motorcycle restoration artist with a well-equipped machine shop, which he uses to bring the dead back to life. I have witnessed the rebuilding of busted-up engine cases, rusted-out frames, creating sheet metal for fenders, rebuilding speedometers, etc. You name it, Mike has fixed or created it. Jumping in with both feet, Mike advised me on the purchase of the bike, helped me get it home, and with his expertise and a little luck finding a front wheel from Wheels Through Time, throttle and clutch linkages from Sweden, and a few other parts, the bike's long hibernation came to an end some 53 days later. Pausing our ride here for just a few seconds, the home shown in the background was also built in 1916. The developer was Robert Noble Burgess, who was the founder of the country club we are riding through and much of the county of Contra Costa. That first startup was pretty exciting, blowing so much exhaust smoke out of my garage that my neighbor almost called the fire department. And the first ride was a little sketchy as I did not have one of the rear brakes hooked up correctly, but all was sorted out pretty quickly. The bike has been ridden close to 1,000 miles since that first ride, including a ride to the summit of Mount Diablo, which rises to a height of 3,849 feet. That first year, it was also entered in an antique motorcycle club of American National Meet in Dixon, where it earned a junior first. The ride has not been without its challenges, including a broken exhaust valve that Mike figured out could be perfectly replaced with minimal machining with one from a big block Chevrolet motor, and at 1,000 miles that Coker rear tire is just about worn out. But it's been a great ride, with many thanks to Mike once again for helping me get and keep this wonderful vintage motorcycle on the road. It's been said many times that we are but temporary stewards of these fine old machines, but until that last ride comes, I will continue to enjoy this step back in time to the hilt. Produced by Mark Harrigan. Thanks for coming along for the ride.